Kind of like a hockey game. You don't want to be right, below boards. That's true. This will be a much better
Okay, good afternoon everyone. How's it going? Good? All right. Well, welcome to our hot glass show. Today we're going to do a glass blowing demonstration for you. We have just the person to do it. We have Tom Ryder. Let's give him a round of applause. He is our master glass blower for the show. He's going to make us a really nice bowl. And he's going to start by picking up some glass from our furnace. Inside of this furnace, we have about 350 pounds of hot molten glass. The glass is actually clear. Right now it looks kind of orange, but that's just the radiant heat coming off of the glass. As the glass cools down, that orange glow will slowly fade away. Now at the moment, Tom is using a wooden block to shape and center the glass. That's because he's going to put a puff of air into the end of it. Now this pipe that Tom has, we call this a blowpipe. It's hollow, just like a drinking straw. And it's going to allow him to blow air into one end and inflate the hot glass at the other. You're going to see him do this in just a second. Now watch carefully. He'll put a quick puff of air in. The air is going to travel right up the pipe. If you watch on the end, you'll see a small air bubble begin to form. Now we call that the starter bubble, and it's really the basic building block of glass blowing. From this shape right here, Tom can make a vase, a bowl, a bottle, a plate. Pretty much everything blowing out of glass starts out looking just like this. And it's really from this point on how Tom begins to shape the bubble. It determines what it's going to be. Now at the moment, Tom has enough glass here. He can make a really nice Christmas ornament. He can make a nice drinking cup, but he's going to make a big bowl for us. So we're going to actually need some more glass. So what he's going to do is let the glass cool down. As the glass begins to cool, it does solidify. Once the glass reaches about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, it's pretty much a solid. Okay, so he's cooling it down using some air. That helps solidify the glass a little bit quicker. And he's going to come right back over to our furnace and pick up some more hot glass. Now, as I mentioned, the glass inside of the furnace, it is 2,100 degrees Fahrenheit. And at this temperature, it's very fluid. We always tell people the glass right now is a lot like honey from a honey jar. It has about the same consistency as honey would have. So once again, Tommy's using a larger cherry wood block to shape, center, and cool the glass down. He's just dipping the block in water. That's why the wood is not bursting into flames. And typically a block like this will last about 6 years on stage before it burns away and has to be replaced. We always use cherry wood. One of the main reasons we use cherry wood is cherry wood has a low resin content. So as the wood burns away, it won't leave a haze or residue behind on the glass. Next, Tom's going to use a graphite paddle. And this is used just to shape the glass. It also acts as a heat sink, and it's cooling the tip of the bubble. Tom wants it a little cooler down there because when he inflates the glass, he wants to keep some thickness on the bottom. You can see he's just blowing into the pipe and the bubble is slowly inflating. A lot of people ask us if you need really strong lungs to be a glass blower, and that's not the case. It takes very little air pressure to inflate hot glass. This is just a graphite pad. He's using the palm of his hands to shape it. Now next, Tom is going to have to put a constriction in the top of the bubble. This is actually the most important part of the entire demonstration. Without this constriction point, Tom would never be able to knock the bowl free from the blowpipe. And eventually, this constriction will become the rim of the bowl. It's a little hard to picture right now, but you're going to see how it's done in just a few minutes. It's really up to Tom how big he makes this. He could take this bubble of glass right now. He has it hot enough. He probably could blow this up to about 3 to 4 feet in diameter. The glass would be extremely thin. That wouldn't make a very nice bowl at that point. But he's going to make it bigger. As I was saying, the glass is always cooling down. It's beginning to solidify. So we have another furnace over here. It's kept at about 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. We call this a reheating furnace. So when the glass does solidify, you can come back over to our furnace and raise it back up to a workable temperature where it's soft and malleable again. Now if you look up above, you can actually see inside. It's really a pretty unique view into the glassmaker's world. There's only a few furnaces in the world that actually has a camera in it. The way that we put a camera in our furnace is we have a few silica lenses on our camera. And that's the same type of glass they use in space shuttle windows. It's actually invented right here in Corning. Okay, so you can see that glass is really moving around. It's nice and hot, so that's going to allow Tom to inflate it some more. Another thing you may notice is Tom is working. He's always spinning that pipe. Right now the glass is very fluid, and if he ever stops spinning, gravity would actually pull the glass towards the earth. It would come off center. And that's really one of the hardest things for beginning glass blowers to remember, is to always keep the pipe spinning. Want to put on it? Ready for it? All right. So next, Tom has the bubble blown out. We're going to want a foot on our bowl. So I'm going to gather some glass on a solid iron. We're going to drop it right onto the bottom of our bubble. And Tom's going to make a really nice foot out of it. Now, as I was just saying, if we ever stop spinning the pipe, gravity will pull the glass towards the earth. You're going to see that in just a second. Tom's going to take this, I'll stop spinning, and it will drip right onto the bottom of the bowl. There we go. Nice job. As soon as that glass touches down to the bottom, it welds instantly. It's on there for good. Need help over there? Okay, so we're done with our foot. The next step in the process is to actually transfer the piece. What we're going to have to do is flip this piece around 180 degrees. We're going to use a punty iron. Ready for that, Tom? All right. And all a punty iron is a smaller solid iron that I'm going to add a little bit of glass to. This will act as glue. We'll stick it right to the foot and knock it off of the blowpipe. While I do that, Tom's going to add a little extra decoration. He's actually twisting the foot around the edge. Kind of makes it look like a wave pattern. Okay, so Tom's going to attach our punty to the foot, making sure that his iron and my iron are on the same center point. Now remember the constriction point that we have at the top of our bubble. Right now that's the weakest part of the glass, so Tom's going to score it using a diamond file, a quick tap, and the glass should break very evenly right around the constriction. There we go. You want me to grab that right now? If you look up above on our monitors, you can see where it came off of the pipe. There's a little opening left behind, and that's eventually going to become the rim. I can tell you, Tom, he does make this look very easy. Tom's been blowing glass for about 5 years now. And glass blowing is one of those things that takes a lot of practice. Usually it takes 4 to 6 years to become really proficient at glass blowing. And there's a lot of different ways to become a glass blower. You can get a job in a factory like the one behind us, that's Steuben Crystal. Tom actually went to college for glass blowing. He has a Bachelor of Fine Arts. He went to Alfred University here in New York. You ready for it? Okay, so Tom's going to shape up the rim a little, and he just gave me the okay to gather a bit of glass to add some extra decoration to the piece. We're going to put a little wrap around the top of it. This will add some texture. So as this trail of glass touches down, it welds instantly to the bowl. And you can really see how fluid the glass is, how much it can stretch out. All right, nice job. A nice even wrap around the top. Excellent. It's really up to Tom how he wants this piece to look. He could leave the bowl just like this, and we could put it away. It'd be a nice kind of closed bowl. But I think he's going to open it up a little bit wider for us. Tom, are you going to open it again with the parchofis? Okay. So Tom is going to switch to these wooden jacks. We call them parchofis. And the reason we're using wood right now instead of metal is the wood is a lot... it doesn't suck as much heat from the glass. If we were to use metal, it would freeze the glass very quickly. Right now, this glass is blown out pretty thin. It doesn't have a lot of thermal mass. Another thing that Tom has to be careful of is if this bowl drops too low in temperature, below 900 degrees, it would actually crack or break right on the end of the pipe. Yep. The glass that we're using to make this bowl, we call this a soda lime glass. It's one of the most common glasses in the world. Pretty much you know, the windows that you have in your home, your eyeglasses, it's all made out of soda lime. And soda lime glass has soda ash, limestone, and silica. Silica, of course, is the glass or the sand that you hear about in glass. So he's going to open it one more time. What do you think? Should he leave it just like that? Should he make it bigger?
Yeah.
Who wants to see it bigger?
Bigger!
All right, Tom. Is that okay, Tom? Can we make it a little bigger? Can you do that for us? Okay. So Tom says he agrees with you. We're going to make it a little bigger, a little fancier. And how this works is Tom is actually going to get the bowl very hot inside of our furnace. As he spins, he'll use gravity and centrifugal force to open it right up, almost into a plate. And I think when he comes out, he'll hold it down and he'll give it a ruffled or scalloped edge. But this happens very quickly, so watch closely, watch over by Tom or watch up on the monitors. Okay, it's starting to get hot. He's spinning quicker. It's opening right up for him. There we go. And he's going to hold it down to get a beautiful ruffled edge.
Wow.
All right, so as I was saying, this glass drops too low in temperature, below 900 degrees, it will crack or break. So we're going to have to put this into an annealing oven. That's the black box behind Tom. It's a slow cooling oven. And it'll bring this piece down to room temperature very slowly over about 8 hours. And what that does is it takes any thermal stress out of the glass. Okay. So a quick tap, it comes right off. There we go. Nice job. A very nice bowl. We're going to give you a little demonstration of how hot the glass still is. Even though it looks at room temperature, it's very deceiving. Tom's going to put just a little paper towel in there. You can see it's starting to smoke the lights right up. Yeah, crazy, right? The glass is still well above 1,000 degrees.
Wow.
Watch out.
That's suction.
But now this is a beautiful bowl, and it's a very big bowl, and we only have a small annealer back there, so actually we're going to recycle this piece. We're going to throw it into a bucket of water. It's going to crush, or it's going to break up into tiny little pieces known as cullet, and we'll recycle it. It's not a total waste of glass. Tom is going to shovel this back into the furnace, and he'll be able to reuse it and make this bowl again tomorrow. It's too bad, though. It is a beautiful bowl, but let's give Tom another round of applause. He did a great job for us. And here we go. Into the water it goes. I know. It's okay. Tom, you're not going to cry too much over it, are you? Maybe just tonight? You'll get over it by tomorrow morning. Don't worry. Well, thank you for coming to our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. There's a lot to see and do here. So get out there and see all the other demonstrations.